Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to be talking about battery buttstocks. This is my latest version. I have many different versions of battery stocks. This is for the Stryfe. It's going to be a bit of an awkward video. It's going to be awkward because I haven't glued or screwed the rails into the back of the buttstock, and so then pulling it in and out is a bit painful. So bear that in mind. So I have a number of different stocks. This one here has now got holes and some random logoing on it. The reason for that is because the Stryfe has lots of logos and random lines and angles going on everywhere. And while I have a completely plain version of this, as an example, this one here, it actually looked a bit odd having something so plain on the back of something that has so many designs going on. Also, previously I had curved stocks, which I still have. This is actually for the Dominator, so this is actually bigger than the stock, but this is the large one. But like I said, the Stryfe one will actually be smaller than this. And parallax makes a big difference. Not parallax. Anyway, so I've gone to an angled one, which I think actually looks a lot better on the Stryfe, because there again the Stryfe is not curved, it has crazy angles everywhere. You can mix and match the different stocks. I've got a large one like this one here, which comes down a long way. I also have a small curved one, and I have this now angular one. All the parts are interchangeable. I've added some slots in there and added these. I've also changed the back is now curved at the back, which is a bit hard to see over here. Which originally I was worried about how that was going to affect the battery placement fitting in, but the batteries aren't actually rectangles, so it didn't have an impact. So this has got a 5S in it, believe it or not, 2200 milliamp battery, amp hour battery. You can fit obviously a smaller battery in that, like a 3S, or you can fit a 4S in there. There's a good chance in Brushless World we're going to go to 5S, and the main advantage of that is you can get more power doing that, or you can run a shorter battery for the same power. So there are different versions of this, as in different lengths. There's now a shorter one for people who want 1500 milliamp hour batteries, which you can there again run 3S, 4S or 5S in there. But as an example, I'll just show you that's my massive 5S in there. Now, thing to point out is that this was originally the wires are put through here, through the center of that stock, which is far from ideal because it kind of blocks the battery. So the idea there is you would normally put the hole at the top, or really the original idea was you'd actually cut the holes through there and put it through there and through the gap which you can see through there. That's because assuming that you're going to put the electronics in here, which in a Stryfe you're almost guaranteed to do because it's easier, so then just drill some holes here. In the Swordfish you have this extra space, so you can use that to put your electronics if you want. And also if you wanted the RPM knob, which I highly recommend, you can just drill it through on here. That's really it. I've also changed the mounting system, or the retaining system, to be a squeeze type versus, I don't know, a pinch type. This is the original system, and that is not as good as this, basically. So I have also, this one's are obviously adjustable on carbon fiber rods. You can use aluminium rods or steel rods if you want a 2-ton weight. And these are hollow rods. So I actually have little plugs that go in on the end, which slide in. That allows the rod to slide in and out of the battery box. Or I have ones which like cup over the end. The idea behind that is that you'd use the ones that push in on hollow carbon fiber ones, and the ones that go over on aluminium rods or steel rods. The main reason is obviously you won't be able to drill in to push the ones that slide in on the rods, and you'll probably have a real hideous cut line, so the ones that go over will cover that. Now when it comes to doing the carbon fiber rods, you'll probably get these are 500 millimeters long. you'll get them pre-cut nicely like that. So if you are going to cut them shorter, you should cut them shorter on the side, which is then going to slide into the back of the stock, and you can glue screw them on, and you won't have that hideous cut mark. Obviously if you went for the ones that went over it, it would cover that cut, but if you want the ones to slide in, the only advantage being, like I said, is that with the ones that slide in, it enables you to pull the rod all the way out for some reason. It's 500 millimeters is default length, which is just the length of the rod. To be honest, I think it's way too long. And from an aesthetics point of view, when you push the rods all the way in, this is with the long stock too, remember, it sticks out beyond the end of the blaster, which if you don't add anything to the front of the blaster, it looks a bit ridiculous. So I would always cut them back, and to be honest, the stock 500 millimeters off the back of this is too long anyway. I do have additional retention holes, so that's what that hole there is, and I also have one on the other side. You will need to drill those and then screw them through. The idea behind that is that all of these kind of mounting system stocks are great because they come on and off, but if you don't want something that has absolutely no flexibility in it, which these are pretty good, then you need to add the additional screw hole. Also, if you've got a lot of weight in there, then that screw and that screw helps to retain that. You have the door on the top, which has a screw and a nut, and assuming that your nut is way too long, like that there, you can obviously cut the nut down and file it, or the simpler thing, which is what I've done in this case, is just simply drill there again another hole in the top. So the end of the thread sits down. That's the hole screwed, drilled through there and there, which is pretty obvious. You just put it on and drill it through. So that's my battery stocks. Like I said, I've got short ones, long ones, ones with this markings on it, some with these markings on it, some of them removed, some with curved butts, and long ones and short ones. I think it's really good. It's really good, actually. It looks right as opposed to some of the curved ones, but if you want the curved ones, they're still up there and ready to go. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.